Alrighty, folks. Our second set of notes into geometry, we are talking about angles. So an angle is just two rays that have a same vertex. Okay, so the sides of the angle are rays, and then where they intersect is called the vertex. To name an angle, there's a few different ways. Sometimes, to just make it easy, they put a little number inside, so you can just name it by the number, angle 1. If there's just a single angle by itself, you could also just name it by the vertex letter, so this would be angle J. But a lot of times we have to use 3 letters. So in the case where we need 3 letters, you have to do side, vertex, side. So this could be angle IJK, or this could be angle KJI. So there's the 4 different ways to name this angle. So same here, this angle could be angle 1. It could be angle C, it could be angle BCD, or it could be angle DCB. Alright, so example 2, name all the angles with the common vertex. See, in this case we can't say angle V because there are 3 different angle V's. So this is where the numbers are really helpful. The 2 little angles are angles 4 and 5, but if you can put the 2 small angles together, you get this big angle, angle BVD. Alright, so looking over here, this is kind of a tough one. There's actually 6 angles in this picture, which is why you cannot say angle V, because there are 6 different angle V's. So again, this is where the numbers are really helpful. So the 3 smallest angles are angle 3, angle 4, and angle 5. If you put angle 3 and angle 4 together, you get an angle. If you put angle 4 and angle 5 together, you get an angle. So those would be angles CVE and angle DVF. So CVE and DVF. If you put all 3 of the little angles together, you get this really big angle CVF. Alright, so definition of congruent angles. 2 angles are congruent if and only if they have the same measure. So this is talking about the measure of an angle. So 30 degrees, 59 degrees, 120 degrees. This is talking about the shape. The shape is congruent to the shape. So measurements are equal, shapes are congruent. So if 2 angles were both 60 degrees, then those 2 angles are called congruent angles. Okay. Definition of an angle bisector, well, it cuts an angle into 2 congruent parts. So if this ray is an angle bisector, then that means angle 1 and angle 2 are going to be congruent to each other. Okay. So example 3, we're using the fact that we're given an angle bisector. So for this one we want to find x. If we know angle 2 and angle 1, well, angle 2 and angle 1 are the same because of the angle bisector, so we just set them equal to each other. And then subtract 8x, add 4, so 2x equals 10, divide by 2x equals 5. Okay, this one is a little trickier. We know angle 1 and we know the big angle, UST. Well, angle 1 and angle 2 are the same, so it takes 2 of the small angles to equal the big angle. And then I can distribute the 2, so 2x plus 8 equals 4x minus 8. So I subtracted 4x and I subtracted 8. So negative 2x equals negative 16. Divide by negative 2, x equals 8. But it didn't ask for x this time. It told us to find the measure of angle 2. Well, angle 2 and angle 1 have the same measure, so all I have to do is plug that in right there for x. So 8 plus 4 is 12 degrees. One more thing to talk about with angles, and that is called the angle addition postulate. And if I gave you a picture, a basic picture, most of you would know. So like if I said this angle's 90 degrees and this angle's 20 degrees, what's the measure of the big angle? Well, we would say 90 plus 20 is 110 degrees. So that's all it's saying is the 2 small angles add together to equal the big angle. So the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle ABC. So in this picture down here, we're given TUF, we're given FUV, and we are given TUV. The key here is to pay attention to which one is the large angle. the large angle is TUV. So the other two smaller angles are going to add together to equal the large angle. So combine like terms, 28x plus 5 equals 89. Subtract 5, 28x equals 84. Divide by 28, x equals 3. And on this problem also, we're given the 3 different measurements. But again, we have to be careful, is pay attention which one is the large angle, and in this case the large angle is TUV. So the other two angles are going to add together to equal the big angle. Again, combine like terms. So 8x plus 141 equals 55x. Subtract 8x, 141 equals 47x. Divide by 47, x equals 3. But again, this one didn't say solve for x. This one said to find the measure of angle TUK. So I still have to take the 3 and plug it in for x. 24 plus 1 is 25 degrees. And that finishes up our second set of geometry notes.